We want to talk about issues relevant. We have people from Valsayn, people from St. Joseph, people from Elizabeth Gardens. And maybe afterwards, if we have time, we could talk about national issues. But for you to get full value for your money this afternoon, in the first instance, if we could confine ourselves and the questions to issues that directly impact you as members of the communities, people who live in the constituency of St. Joseph.
I wish to give you the assurance that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we intend to do everything that is possible to provide you with your fundamental right, which is that of safety and security. But we do need your assistance. We need your cooperation. We need your support. Hence the reason for the same meeting. We need to get as much from you as to what are your concerns, what you see as our shortcomings, what you would request and would like to see much more of in your own environment, in your own constituency. And that would assist us in, as I said, being able to utilize our resources in a better manner. Crime reduction, yes. There's a 22% reduction in violent crimes this year in comparison to the same period last year. We're speaking about homicides, shootings, woundings, armed robbery, stabbings, rape, kidnapping. Again, it says very little if it is that you do not feel safe, which comes to my second mission. Reducing crime is one avenue, but to take away the perception and fear of crime is just as important. Because we can probably put down the homicide rate to 100, but if you still do not feel safe, then we are still not achieving our objective. Very soon, hopefully by about July or August, the 999 is going to be implemented. It's going to be revamped, where you're going to have about 10 persons, 24 hours a day. You would have seen the front page of one of the newspapers today or yesterday. Over 1 million prank calls we get, which has greatly affected our response time, because when persons are calling about all sort of nonsense, it pegs back the real calls we need to deal with. So sometimes it is beyond the police because of just stupidity by persons. We are hoping that a proper campaign of awareness to advise persons would reduce that, which will minimize the time the actual callers who need to be responded to can be addressed.
Every leader in the station has a different way that they want to do things. And for us in the community, we have to adopt. Whereas I think the challenge should be for you all to adopt to us, the community. In other words, have a protocol or a standard in terms of how the station should actually interact with the community, rather than asking the community to change their stance in terms of how they interact with the police.
Some of the issues that you mentioned, we recognize that. We recognize that when we have a change in officers, we don't have that standardization and the handovers, we will say. Handover to us in the past is handover much cash and different things you have in the station. But handover now need to be handing over the relationship and how the relationship is structured with the community. So there is something that we will look at. I will talk with the commissioner so that we will have proper sort of handover and induction of the new officers when that is taking place.
Is now we are aware that the parent is not doing what they're supposed to do. Is the police there to only wait until a crime is committed, or are there any programs in place to avoid crime from happening?
We keep saying that we have a youth problem in this country. We do not have a youth problem. We have an adult problem. And that is the problem we have. When you have a 14, 15-year-old boy turning up at home with more gold chains that could weigh down his neck, and the parent doesn't ask, or he's dropping $5,000 cash and the parent wants that, what the parents are actually doing, they're actually pimping out their children because they know what it is they're getting and they're enjoying it from big brothers, fathers, mothers, and they're actually turning a blind eye because they are benefiting from it. And therein lies the problem. So this is something that is bigger than the minister, the police members, and God-fearing persons in schools. So it's a serious situation. The police, we can do so much, and we intend to. I could give you some quick ones through the Commissioner's Cup. The Commissioner's Cup is a concept whereby we intend to, instead of the use of a firearm, use a football. Try to use sport. We intend to use sport as an avenue to turn persons away from a life of crime. Sport brings the character traits that could turn you into a role model. Discipline, teamwork, punctuality, leadership, uniformity, tactics, strategy, not giving up. All the things that these young persons do not have. So through the avenue of sport. Likewise, through something known as street talk. New York and other places, there's something that is known as ceasefire. Ceasefire was an avenue whereby they were using, the police was not just use a fist, but be able to extend all your 5 fingers to tilt into a handshake. So what we intend to do is to invade the communities, invasion not just by a firearm, but by going out onto the streets and sitting down, hanging out with young persons, understanding their needs, understanding their concerns, to take them away from a life of crime. The problem, however, lies is that all the work we do, the minister, yourself, they are still, after all of that we speak to them, they are still going to go home to some unruly elements known as some parents who would still come and brainwash them and cause them to go back into what it is we are trying to get them out of. Again, what we are doing is actually putting police officers in hotspot schools undercover. We intend to put police officers, just having them overt, it's going to be cosmetic. We intend to put police officers in strategic locations to find out what it is that's causing young persons to become gang members, where it is that they're being linked in to get drugs. So there are a number of things that we are doing.